I'm Beth Augustine-Schulte, Council President for Columbus, and I wanted to share with you today a little bit of history about the national anthem. We sing the national anthem before every council meeting, and there's a reason for that. Our national anthem has a lot to do with the history of our country and the hard work and the devotion of people who fought for our country. The national anthem was written in about 1814 by Francis Scott Key. And Francis Scott Key was a prisoner on a warship, a British warship. And it was at that time when the British were attacking the United States. It was during the War of 1812. The British had already burned Washington, D.C. down, and they were heading for Baltimore. Baltimore was a big economic center with the ports, and the Fort McHenry was located there. And the British were going with the intention of destroying Fort McHenry and conquering Baltimore, and that would, in essence, they would have won the war and taken over the United States. So the British attacked Fort McHenry, and there's rockets and there's bombs, and the Americans are shooting cannons from the fort, and the smoke of all of those things had gotten so thick and so heavy that it became impossible to see the actual fort and to see the shore where the fort was located. So Francis Scott Key spent the night wondering, where are we at? How are we doing? And in the morning he went out to see what had happened with the effects of the battle. And through the smoke and through all the haze, he saw that the American flag was still flying over Fort McHenry. That was his sign then that he knew that the Americans had won the battle, that they had stayed strong, and he was so inspired by the sight of the flag flying above Fort McHenry that he immediately went and wrote the words to the national anthem. If you listen to the words of the national anthem, you're going to hear that story in those words. In 1931, Congress passed a resolution stating that the Star-Spangled Banner would become our country's national anthem, and it's been our national anthem ever since. We sing the national anthem at the beginning of every meeting of our council meetings. And we do this just as a reminder of the strength of the forefathers in our country, and to remind us that we are a part of that leadership as council members. So I hope that the next time you hear the national anthem, keep in mind what we're singing about and the value of what that brings to the history of our country. Thanks a lot.